we're lucky enough to live 25,550 days, we'll be 70 years old when we pass. Hopefully we get a lot longer in that. But most of us go throughout our daily routines kind of mechanical, almost robotic. I know that that's madness. I was just dared to do the robot. So for whoever's watching, there it was. We struggle with being in the present moment, about being mindful of the here and now, just in the things that we do on a daily basis. So 5 minutes to eat a raisin. What we're going to do is just an experiment in awareness. And first off, when you become aware, you need to see how you normally do things. And so I made a little chart for 6 different ways that some people eat. Some people are, and so that everybody can see it, some people are a picky eater. And most picky eaters, they eat in a way so that nothing really slips by them. Like if they don't like onions, nothing can secretly pass their lips. And so they kind of pick at their food, and or some people are just disinterested in food. It becomes almost a necessary evil. Then we have the shoveler, who will take big scoopfuls and just shovel their food in their mouth and just go fast, and then all of a sudden they'll take a big drink and then look up and realize that everybody's still holding hands and waiting to say grace. Then you have the soldier, also what I call the toothless wonder. So if you've ever been in the military and you have 1.3 seconds to actually eat your meal, you actually just lift your plate up and you actually just throw it down and put it down your gullet. So if you've ever been in the military, you know exactly what I'm talking about on that. Then you also have the prisoner. Now the prisoner, if you come from a large family, sometimes you'll eat like this so that you make sure that you at least get enough food and that you have to fend off your brothers and sisters. Or perhaps you're actually in prison and there's no judgment in Toastmasters. So you might be a social eater. So to you, social eating is more, or eating is just more of a social experience. It's just something that you do. You know, that the food that being there is kind of an afterthought. It's really just a time to get together with friends and family and just to enjoy the day. And or some people are grazers. And a grazer, you might sit down and actually eat, but sometimes you just pick up food all throughout the day, perhaps for anxiety management and or even an oral fixation. Again, no judgment here. So after we evaluate ourselves, the second step to that is how do we bring awareness to our daily selves? How do we become aware of being aware? I know that that's kind of an existential thought, but how do we actually do it? So what we're going to do today, as we're eating the raisin, and I'll ask you just to scan yourself first and kind of figure out where you're at. If everybody could sit up, just real quick, take a deep breath and feel the breath going through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Just kind of get where you're at today. So you guys are watching me give a speech. You could be doing anything else in the world. And it's amazing how we've all come together in this room out of all of our life experiences and all of our past experiences. Breathe in, breathe out. Just relax. Know where you're at. Feel where you're at. Let's melt in the moment together. So now what I want you to do is I want you to think of yourself, and sometimes this is even easier doing with closing your eyes, is I want you to think of you observing you sitting here, breathing in and out. You observing you being aware of being aware. And so when I'm out walking, this is kind of my walking meditation that I do, is I'm not just walking, but I'm actually thinking, this is Aaron out walking. And it's really kind of a trippy experience. And this is the way that we really bring awareness to ourselves, is by observing ourselves doing what we're doing. So, now that we've got that, I'll have you take your raisin. And we're going to use all the senses in this raisin. So we're going to touch the raisin. We're going to feel it in our fingers. And we're really going to feel what it feels like, the grooves. We're going to think about the vine that produced the grape, the farmer that picked the grape, the sun that dried the grape, made it into a raisin, the person who packaged the grape, or the raisin, put it in the package, sent it off to the grocery store, then me going and buying the raisin, me putting it into your cup, and I did use a glove, don't worry. So now what I want you to do, as you see the grooves in there, I want you to smell it. Does that bring any nostalgia back for you? Do you remember what raisins used to smell like when you were a kid? Now I want you to hear it. Kind of twist it by your ear. Can you hear the raisin? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Go ahead and put the raisin on your tongue. And then I was going to do the rest of the teeth like that, but I'm not going to. So just let it rest there for a moment. Feel the saliva going. Pay attention. Again, it's you observing you. Now go ahead and chew the raisin. Enjoy the flavor, the sweetness of it. If you haven't had that candy already, enjoy it. So this is the level of awareness that we can really bring to anything that we do throughout the day. Anything. So just remember, it's you observing you, being aware of being aware. And when we do that, that really makes our minutes matter. Thanks, guys.